Okay, this is a laugh. It's the first parody of me that I've seen here on YouTube.
Warning. What you are about to see is the funniest thing that has ever happened to me on YouTube.
Which must be pretty amazing. He obviously hasn't seen Venom Fang X.
I saw a video from this guy claiming that he had supernatural powers.
No, I didn't.
He was sending in his application to the James Randi Foundation, which offers $1 million prize for anyone capable of scientifically proving their supposed supernatural abilities.
Which I did.
As you can imagine, in the Foundation's entire history, no one has ever claimed the prize.
Well, that's primarily because they've got issues.
Posted a 4-sentence comment on his video expressing my skepticism at his absurd idea.
No, you didn't. You expressed an attack.
This and this alone provoked an 8-minute curse-filled tirade on
Well, it wasn't curse-filled, actually.
his webcam, which I will now show you. Again, I warn you, this is the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen on YouTube.
Again, watch some Venom Fang X.
Okay, you guys and girls, my name is Nick, as I'm sure you know.
I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, and on top of that, you didn't need to mention that either.
And this is a video, sorry, we're being accompanied by a little pussy today, because he's paying the attention. This is a video to a comment that I received on my sending up my application to the JREF video. The comment says, I understand exactly what's going on. The comment goes on.
Yeah, you've missed out a bit there when I pointed out you didn't know what was going on.
You are claiming to have supernatural abilities, which is horseshit. No, I'm not claiming to have supernatural abilities.
That's a very important statement. Pay attention to it.
I am claiming that under some strange circumstances, certain strange things happen.
Right, that's essentially my argument. Now look at the headgear he's put on there. And basically... Okay, so he's not far off, okay? But he's sort of like exaggerated it just a little.
The comment goes on. If you could win the $1 million prize, it would be chump change compared to the 8 Nobel Prizes and Genius Grants you would win for ushering in a new era of physics. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a prejudice within the scientific community, in case you hadn't realized, against phenomena which they regard to be a little kooky and a little weird.
Which is essentially why it's very difficult to get any scientist to do objective, rational work to investigate the supernatural.
For instance, I tried to discuss the experimentation into certain forms of supernatural phenomena with a guy who was a member of a number of respected scientific bodies. And essentially, he's turning down because he's a member of certain respected scientific bodies.
Which means he didn't want to actually try and hone himself through doing research into something which his peers might disagree with, despite the fact that there is actually some truth to it.
Yep. So he was not prepared to be open-minded and scientific and actually explore these phenomena of nature because he's in certain scientific bodies. Because he's in certain scientific bodies.
I will point out to you now that this guy who made this video has already told us that it was an 8-minute video that I made to him, and his is 6 minutes and 16 seconds in duration. Alright, so how much of my argument has he missed out?
So essentially what has to happen is the claims of the skeptics have to be debunked through a rational, objective, and scientific methodology, which is what they want to try and create.
There you see, it's what I want to try and create.
What they want to try and create. Which is what they want to try and create.
Now, what he's trying to do here is to suggest that I have too much passion to be a scientist.
That's why the $1 million prize is basically a catch-all for crackpots. Now, the way that you've expressed that in that comment, which is very eloquent, I must say, suggests that this $1 million prize is some kind of like self-correcting system that's been put in place by nature or by society to filter out things which you think are somehow strange or wrong, okay?
Yep, that's exactly.
Well, no, because the whole purpose of my argument here is that James Randolph is a man who has a particular career, as I will point out later on.
Exactly what it is. something that's been put in place to filter out the people who are strange and wrong, like yourself.
Well, actually, no. The one who's strange and wrong is James Randi himself, because he doesn't actually use proper scientific methodology.
James Randi, or James Randolph, or whatever his name is.
No, it's James Randi.
Well, actually, no, you're wrong there. His name is not James Randi. That's a stage name, and you've got to learn to separate the stage name from a real name.
And he's got a career. And his career is to promote a certain model of the world.
The correct one.
Well, actually, no, it's not the correct one. It's just a model of the world. If you were a real scientist, you would know that science does not actually do anything apart from explore and experiment, and it does not say what is right. Okay, it just does not state what is right. That is, of course, if you understand what science is about, and if you don't, then you're not even an undergraduate.
Just as a creationist such as Kent Holbein's career was to promote a certain model of the world.
The wrong one.
Well, yeah, his point of view was wrong. I'll give you that without a shadow of a doubt, because he was using logical fallacies to essentially try and prove something which could not and should not be proven.
And we're going to try and work out what factors create these things and what factors don't create these things, and to take this mental disease of belief and throw that the fuck out the window.
Yeah, that's right. That's my argument, and it's right.
So, you, JQ is awesome, with a capital J, capital Q, and capital A is awesome.
Remember that.
Don't understand where I'm coming from or what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do.
No, you've already demonstrated that you don't.
You've demonstrated that. You have no idea to where I'm coming from or the fact that I've actually thought things through. I don't know anyways. I have no idea the quality of supernaturalist you come across. But I don't think that you've ever come across someone who is trying to think about what's happening. My catchphrase, so to speak, the thing that I, in inverted commas, believe in is the phrase that we don't know.
Why can't this Pona understand my plain English here?
Because we don't know. That's it. All we can do is observe the phenomenon. We can't turn around and say, this works. All right? Now, put that into your sick head. Now, you, JQ, is awesome, are just jumping to conclusions.
Which is, of course, true.
If you didn't understand exactly what was going on, you would have had to have a direct telepathic link to me. And you're a skeptic. There's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm sorry, but there's something seriously wrong with you. And your arguments are totally shit. I've got no respect for you at all. Bye.
Funniest video I've ever seen on YouTube.
This guy's got a weird sense of humor.
Look, the key to scientific inquiry is being objective.
Science is, in fact, the search for the truth. It's not a question of objectivity or subjectivity. And a lot of things which are experienced and explored, especially within the social sciences, are, for instance, subjective experiences which have been measured.
Does this guy look objective to you?
Whether I look objective is neither here nor there. What I'm trying to do is find out what is true. Therefore, I am following the ideas and methodologies behind science.
Does he look impartial to you? No, he's so passionate. He's so angry. He's practically frothing at the mouth, and for what?
Okay, so if Darwin wasn't passionate about what he believed in inverted commas, would we have the theory of evolution?
Because a stranger posted 4 sentences that expressed the slightest skepticism that maybe, just maybe, you could be wrong.
Now, if you'd said just maybe you could be wrong, I'd have accepted what you'd said, and then we could have had an open debate about it, but you didn't say that.
And it provoked an 8-minute tirade.
Which you have proposed to pwn within a 6-minute, 16-second video. How much of my argument have you left out?
This guy is more emotionally invested in his ideas than the fucking Pope is in Christianity. I mean, just think about it. If I told somebody like Stephen Hawking that he might be wrong about black holes...
Well, if you told Stephen Hawking that he could be wrong, then Stephen Hawking would be perfectly willing to explain the hows and whys and wherefores as to why your argument is incorrect.
Or something. Would he post an 8-minute response denouncing me, screaming?
No, what I think he would do is write about it. But we're using the medium of YouTube, and so therefore we have to use YouTube. And obviously you can't understand basic ideas, so it's got to be explained passionately.
At me? in his robotic monologue voice. Screw you, JQ. No, because he knows he's right. You're insecure, you know you're wrong.
Well, actually, I disagree with that. I've done a lot of thinking about my ideas, a lot of them. And basically, I know that there are some things I don't know, and that's the whole of my argument, which this particular pwned has not understood.